I'm Wolf from Healing Wolf Coaching, here to walk with you on your recovery journey, and here to say that comparison is not something that really moves us forward. We might go through a phase of comparison, but ultimately that's a phase we leave behind. So let's breathe together. Take a deep breath in through the nose, then another little sip, and then slow exhale through the mouth as we feel our bodies relax and just kind of shake out a little bit. So comparison. They say that comparison is the thief of joy, and it can also be a stage where you can spend some time on recovery, and it can also provoke unconscious mind to create more sensations. And every step of your journey is a necessary step. So to compare that with someone else, it doesn't compute. We're all individuals. We have very different bodies. We have very different lives, very different pasts. And yes, we can all recover because we have the same kind of wiring in our brains, the same system, the same hardware, if you will, and the same software that we can manipulate with neuroplastic exercises and techniques to move us in the direction we're going on our recovery. But when you compare with somebody else, what is it going to do? If they got better really fast, then you might feel like you're doing something wrong, when in reality, that time is beneficial for you to stay in that stage. For whatever reason, that reason will become clear to you later. Some people don't need to spend too much time in the rainforest stage where you're crying every day. Some people need more of that to build that mental resilience and that ability to handle emotions, to let emotions flow. It's all lessons. So we get the lessons on our journey that we need. And those lessons might not be something someone else needs per se, because either they've already learned that, or that's something that maybe isn't contributing to whatever they're healing, whatever they're going through at this time. For example, in my own journey, I had, even before the chronic pain, the intense pain that had me bedbound for a year and desperate, chiropractic and naturopathic shots and all kinds of stuff, 10 medications, 12 medications, I don't know. All of that before I found this mind-body path that I now teach to clients. And so looking at my own journey, looking back, at times I would compare myself to other people, but I didn't realize that in that comparison, let's put it this way. In the comparison, I was looking for secrets. I was looking for fast forward button. I was looking for hacks, tips, tricks to leap forward, something that nobody told me yet. And I did hear some things, but what worked for somebody, and I would try it, see, maybe even a physician would say, maybe try this. I try it, wouldn't work as well for me, or it would only work marginally for me. And for other people, who are on the recovery journey, looking out and seeing someone who's going down into deeper levels of despair and kind of bottoming, that can also be disheartening. But anyway, going back to my own journey, I was about to tell you, and then I got off topic, about arrhythmia. I had arrhythmia before I had chronic pain. And with arrhythmia, I didn't know about any of the mind-body approach. So I went online and I was looking at these forums, right? And I was learning, I was reading scientific papers, and I found some nutritional guidance, and I was reading books by cardiologists, and it was really intense because I couldn't sleep well. I had a lot of fear, and the fear was making the arrhythmia worse and worse. It was the arrhythmia fear loop was cycling. So I go online, I forget the forums, if it was Reddit or what. And so if I compared myself to the guy who was saying, I can't take this anymore, I'm gonna kill myself, I can't take this, like this is horrible, I can't sleep, it feels like someone's punching me, I would be in despair. I'd be like, wow, this is terrible. Like, is this going to last forever? I would get in this negativity because the guy would say, oh, this has been going on and now I don't want to live. So yeah, that felt pretty bad. And then if I compared myself to somebody else who said, oh yeah, I just took this supplement and got some acupuncture and I'm good now. Well, so I then take the supplement and do the acupuncture and I'm still having a lot of arrhythmia. So either comparison wasn't helping me at all. What did help me was taking a hybrid approach and saying, all right, I read about some supplements that were helpful for people, and so I started taking some of those, and that gave me a feeling of calm and peacefulness. I don't know if it was a nocebo, like a sugar pill kind of thing, or if the nutrient was really helpful for me and stabilizing, because I know sometimes there can be nutrient stuff going on. It's just rare, and most of that arrhythmia was fueled, looking back, by pain. But my point here is that when you compare yourself to others, it's not going to help you either way. What you want to do is collaborate with others and say, hey, like I would say to my top recovery brother, Jacob, on the journey, I'd say, hey, Jacob, like, tell me about your experience with this. Like, how did you handle when you went on an airplane for the first time? Like, what was that like? What was your mindset like? And so he would give me his perspective on that experience, and that, in my mind, would light up my mind with that possibility that even though he was in the situation very similar to me, like crawling and wheelchair and bedbound, that he still did it and made it through it. And so I knew, not by comparison, but by a collaborative, loving conversation where we're trying to help each other. And he would come to me and say something too about something that was going on with him. And I would say, well, this is my experience with that, or this is how I would look at that. And so that's a really different thing, collaboration. And I was in Dan Buglio's group for a while, and I found that the real power in that group, the greatest strengths that came from that group, were people speaking to each other in the group and saying, hey, this is something that might be helpful. And we weren't like keeping track of how many days we've been on the journey, or saying, oh gosh, we're really all jealous of that person who got better quicker, or our hearts were open and we wanted to help each other. And to this day, a lot of the folks I've encountered on my recovery journey, I'm still really, really close with them, and feel a deep love for them because of that collaborative spirit. And there's also a tendency to like look for someone whose sensations are exactly like you, the life, the trauma, whatever. And that can be another collaborative experience. But again, comparison, it's not that helpful, if at all. It might be fascinating. It might be interesting to hear other people's stories. And if that gives you inspiration, then great. And if not, then just let it go. You're a unique individual, and you're healing on your own timeline. It's already been woven into your life, and you can't rush it. You can't force it. You want to relax into it. You can't tell the river that it needs to all reach the ocean at the same moment. It's not the way it works. It needs to flow down and pick up minerals as it goes, and oxygenate certain areas for fish, and like this, it's a complex system. And recovery is complex too. It's simple and yet complex. So if you want to talk about this some more, if you want to work with me as a coach, head over to healingwolfcoaching.com. Thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and help me on my mission to get the word out to people who are suffering from chronic pain and anxiety and panic attacks that they can get better, and they will get better once they can shift in a direction of empowerment and confidence, and knowing that they are unique, they're going to have a unique recovery, and I'm here to support that. I'll see you in the next video.